Hello everybody, it's Wendy here from the Indigo Blue team with another project, a little video for you. I'm going to make a journal page today. I've chosen my colours and I thought I'd share with you some of the process that I go through when I'm trying to choose colours so that it doesn't finish up looking like mud. I do look at my colour wheel quite a lot and I've picked out a colour that I fancied working with today, which was You've Been Mangoed, one of the fairly recent new matte paints. And then either side of that colour on the colour wheel I've chosen the yellow ochre for the yellow orange segment and the 22 karat gold, which is a translucent paint, as actually is the yellow ochre on this side of the orange on the wheel. So I know that those three are going to sit together really well. And then as a contrast I've come down the other side of the colour wheel from the orange for the complementary colour, which is a blue, and I've gone for the Park Lane, which is one of the matte paints. So they're the colours mainly that we're going to work with today. So let's see how we get on. I'll just put those to one side, put the colour wheel away, and I've got a blank journal page that I've taken out of my 8x8 journal. Okay. I came across this quote just recently and I thought this was quite relevant and something that a lot of us don't do. We spend too much time, I think, thinking about what we're doing. This is from Andy Warhol. He says, "Don't think about making art, just get it done. Let everyone else decide if it's good or bad, whether they love it or hate it. While they are deciding, make even more art." And I do think sometimes we get too wound up about finishing up with a piece that's worthy of Instagram or something like that, and we don't enjoy the process as much, or we don't focus on the process. Having said that, I sort of struggle to free up what I'm doing, and I still like to have some control over it. So I've pulled out some stamps to work with today, and the first one is the Art Studio with these lovely brushes and paint tubes that I'm going to work with. I've got this one out, Aztec Borders. I haven't really used this very much, but I looked at these and I thought, oh, they might just add a little bit of extra stamping texture. And then, of course, Drips and Textures. I do like these for adding a little bit more to your journal page background. We'll see how that works out. I've just grabbed some stencils. I haven't chosen them for any particular reason. I've just grabbed a few out of my box, and some of them I might not even bother using, but they're there if I want them. So I've put some of the paints on my paint mat. I think I want to break the white space just by getting some paint down before I start stenciling over the top. So I think I'm just going to go in with a baby wipe and just smear some paint over the top of the page, just to get that whiteness away. Okay, there we go. That was quick and easy. Not much thought required there. So now I'm going to go in with the stencils in no particular order and just stencil over the top and see what we get. Oh, just about building up that background, and spread the paint out so that it's not too overpowering. A sponge that's getting a bit worn. It's starting to come apart a bit. Never mind, it will do. Okay. It's just fun to layer one stencil over the top of another. Oh, this is getting a bit silly. I'll see if I can find a different one. There we go, that's better. Yes, as I was saying, it's fun just to layer the stencils one over the top of the other in different colours, and hopefully having chosen the colours to blend together really well, we'll get a good outcome. That's a good start. I'm happy with that. Okay, and now I think I need to go in with some of the blue just to give it a bit of a lift. So again, I don't want that to be overpowering, so I'll dab off some of the paint on my mat and just go in. Maybe break that down a bit. There we go. Just a hint. So let's have a look at this one. This has got all sorts of symbols and bits and pieces on. Let's get it that way around if I want to use those numbers. Yeah. I don't want to put too much over there because I'm thinking that's where I'm going to write when I get to the end. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. I can always come back and do something else afterwards. One of the things I want to put on is this long pencil from the Art Studio stamp set, and I want to put that across the bottom here. Again, you'll notice I've put the arrow on so I know which way up it is in order to get that word imagine in the right direction. So I'm going to stamp that with VersaFine Clair, the black, or Nocturne to give it its posh name, its Sunday name, and see if I can get that across the bottom, and then I'll know where to put anything else that I want to put on there. Don't worry about my broken thin Lizzie. I was using it to try to put some pressure on something and lifted it too much at the corner. Just there will do, I think. Some good pressure with my fingers or with the heel of your hand. And I'm not worried if it's not a perfect stamp. The beauty of this kind of journaling is it doesn't need to be absolutely pristine. But that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Put that stamp to one side. I'll just give it a wipe. Just for adding a little bit more the background more than anything else. So I think it's time to come in with some of the drips and textures, and again in terms of the colour, I think I'll go for using some of the paint that I've got on my mat. So I'll stamp a little bit with this blue, just lightly sponge a little bit on there, and let's have a splat up at the top somewhere. Yeah, I like it so much, I'll have another one of those. Don't forget, if you're using paint on your stamps, to pop them in some water as soon as you've finished so that the paint doesn't dry. If it does dry, you find that it fills up some of the gaps. I need to think about that in future. See, I've got drips that are sliding in a diagonal direction, but we're not thinking about it too much today, are we? We're just getting on with it. But I think I need a third one, just for, I'm going to try and squeeze it in there. Okay, that'll do, that's good. Give that a quick spray and pop it in my water pot over there. Right. Similarly with the dots, I'll just put a little bit of paint on. Actually, I'm going to do it with my hand rather than on a mat. Okay, does it need any more? I don't think it does. As a background, I think that'll do fine. Right, let's look at what we're going to put on then as our focal points. I said I was going to use the Art Studio, so I've already gone ahead and I've stamped and cut out the paintbrushes and the paint tubes. So it's just a case of putting some colour on those, and I thought I'd do something quick and easy today instead of doing anything with luscious or paints, which I normally do. I thought I'd just give them a bit of a going over with a felt pen just to add some colour, quick and easy. So let's just pop some of that in there. For the paintbrushes. I've embossed these, so obviously that acts as a resist, so we're good to go. I think I'll do the pencils in something different. And maybe we'll look at the paintbrushes with some different colours. Okay, we're getting there. Smudge that. I might just need to trim that down a little bit. That's fine. I'll probably go over it with a pencil or something to take some of the whiteness away. There we go. My light's shining on the embossing and it's making it a bit hard to see where everything is, but that's okay. Let's just bob that in there. I think that's fine. And then we'll just quickly add some colour to the labels on the paint. And we'll have another orange one and another yellow one. You notice I've only got 5 paint tubes, and you'll know that there are 3 on the stamp set. So I printed out, or stamped out, and cut 3, and then was tidying my desk up, and I think I must have flicked one into the bin, and unfortunately it is bin day today. So last night when I was sorting everything out for the bin and emptying my bin in my craft room here, it all got tipped away, so I suspect that one of them disappeared, so I've had to do another 3 this morning, and make sure I'd got more than 2, but I think 5 will work really well. Okay, let's put those away to one side. Okay, now this one, I think I might just put some pencil to take the whiteness away. Let's have a look what it looks like on our card. What do you think? Does it look as though it's getting a bit lost? I think it'll be okay. Let's maybe just lift it with a bit of pencil. So if I can find my Stabilo ball pencil. Let's see, I wasn't expecting to use that, so I haven't got it out, and it's lurking in here somewhere. There it is. So we'll just do a bit of light shading around there, just to take some of the whiteness away. And again, because we've embossed, the resist is there, so there's not much worry about that flooding, if you like, into the actual images of the paintbrushes. A bit quick and easy. And then just with a small brush, I'll add a little bit of water to that just to create that bit of shadow. Yeah. Okay, I think that's darkened it a bit. Yeah, that stands out a little bit more. Okay, right, let's get these stuck on, and then I've got space up here for where I want my words to go. So where do I want the paint? Do I want them just in a heap? Maybe. Do I want them diagonally like this? I think that might be better. Right, let's get some grab and go. Let's not think about it too much. Let's just get it down. There it comes. Put a curve on my paper. Spread those out a bit, I think, to make a bit more of them so that they don't look like they're in too much of a heap. I don't want them to look arranged. There we go. These pencils need a bit more glue. Okay, and now I just need to write on it, and I'm not going to be too precious about the writing, but I think what I will do is put a little bit of gesso very lightly so that I can actually write over the top and then see what the writing actually says. So I've got a dry brush. Take off some of the excess and I'll dry that off with my heat gun so that I can write over the top. I'm going to use this Sharpie gel pen for writing with. It does work over the top of paint and gesso and other things, mixed media, and I'm not going to draw any lines, I'm not going to think about any lettering style, I'm just going to write in my usual hand. which is not necessarily very tidy, it's not very neat, but the whole point of this is the sentiment, the idea of not thinking about it too much and just getting it done. So let's go for it. I've just got a bit of paper, let's just make sure the pen's working. So let's copy it from I'm only going to do the first bit. So don't think about making art, just get it done. And I'll have a little exclamation mark there, and that's Andy Warhol. Okay, now I think I'll just put something around the edge to frame it a little bit, and I think that will be a little bit of the blue paint, just with the baby wipe, or maybe not. No, I think that might just be a bit too wet. So I'll go in with a sponge and a blender. Oh, excuse my elbows, I'll find one of these finger sponges, finger daubers, and I'll try some of this. Just to give it a bit of a frame, not too precise. And there we are. I think that's my journal page finished. Hope you liked it. I've tried to be a bit more free and easy and a bit more relaxed about things today. If you share anything on Facebook, that'll be great. If you're watching on YouTube, brilliant, and I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Thanks for joining me today. Take care. Bye.